Yes, sir, we're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the DC Collectibles Batman the Animated Series Deluxe Batmobile review. Let's do it.
Man, I used to play the trap spot, propped on the block like I was part of the backdrop. Now it's scale, props, effects, and backdrops. The right lighting, you never catch me biting. Say you make it look so real when you pose the figures fighting. I caught lightning, stuck it in the detour. Replicate epic scenes from the Kree War. Compose pieces with artists that span the globe. Fearsome foes, Spidey in the picture perfect pose. Insert the comic book cutout to shoot a show. Oh, you ain't know? Yo, everybody know me. I made nerds cool nerd like my man Zobi. Took the everyday display, gave it a spark. Welcome to articulated comic book art.
That's crispy.
I don't think I'm going to spin this box all the way around and show you every part of the exterior or every corner. This is the front of the box here. You can see that there's a little window that reveals Batman and Robin and a bat signal, and that's why this is a deluxe box set, because it's not only the Batmobile, but you get these bonuses as well. So let's get this open and see what's popping. So I got everything out of the package. There is a lot to this deluxe box set. I'm going to break it down bit by bit. You're looking at the Batman and Robin figures right here. I guess I'll get into the accessories real quick first. So the Batmobile was in one separate clamshell, and then Batman, Robin, and the Bat Signal were in another clamshell, and then it was another clamshell inside of that one that had the accessories for Batman and Robin. And in Robin's little accessory clamshell, you had this insert, which just shows some of the upcoming figures. And then you also had this insert, which shows you how to get them into the Batmobile and secure them inside of there. Is that upside down? No, that's right side up. And Robin also comes with a little stand, so you can see that there. And it has a picture of Robin and the Batman Animated Series logo. And Robin comes with a set of fists. He's got a set of semi-open hands, a set of fully open hands. He also has a left hand that has a grappling gun fixed to the hand. It's all part of the scope, so that doesn't come out of the hand. And he also has a loose grappling gun that he can hold. It doesn't look as good as the hand that has the grappling gun molded to it, but it's loose. You could use it for display purposes if you want to just have it on a table or just have him casually holding it, then that's cool. He also comes with what I would describe as a whip. I guess that's what this is. I don't know what the technical term for this would be, but it's for some great S&M action. And just going over Robin's articulation real quick, these figures that came out in this set are pretty much the same as the regular releases of these figures, or the single carded releases of these figures from last year, except they come with these kind of cloth capes. I wouldn't even really categorize it as cloth. This upper part is still like a rubber material, but this is like felt or something. I don't even know if you would call it cloth. I don't even know if you would call it felt. I don't even feel like it's as durable as felt, but it is very cheap in my opinion. But going over Robin's articulation, his head is on a ball joint. It'll go up just about that far. It'll look down just about that far. Obviously, you know, these figures are not known for articulation or for being highly articulated, but his head can actually pivot a bit. That gives him a bit of personality when you're trying to pose him up, but really it's just left and right you're not going to get much up and down. Shoulders are on what I guess you can consider a ball joint, but you're not going to get a good range of motion as far as it going up. It will spin and do a full 360. You do get a bend. I guess that's about 90 degrees at the elbow and a swivel. The wrist rotates and hinges, and when you're changing out the hands on this guy, they do change out with no problem. Same thing on both sides as far as the arms. The legs will come up just about that far. They'll go out pretty far. All of these figures seem to be able to do splits, but you know, again, it's not the greatest range of motion. There is no ball or anything at the hip. You do get a bend at the knee. I would definitely not categorize that as double jointed. You do get a rotation at the upper boot. You get a hinge, and you do get a decent pivot on the foot as well. So that's pretty much all you're going to get as far as articulation. Again, look at Batman's accessories. He comes with a base as well. You can see Batman and the Batman Animated Series logo. And there. It comes with a set of fisted hands and a set of semi-open hands. And these look like the hands for when he's giving Robin the purple nurple. But in all seriousness, these hands are actually used for holding his other accessory, which is, well, his only accessory, which is the Batarang. So you can put that in either hand. And that's pretty much it for Batman. He's got one set of interchangeable hands and one accessory. His functionality, his articulation is pretty much the same as Robin. His arms are really stiff right now, and I haven't put this in any hot water or anything like that yet, so I'm not going to force this right now, but his arms will go up just about the same amount as Robin's as far as the shoulder. They do spin. They can do a full 360. You get a bend at the elbow. I wouldn't even call that 90 degrees, but it rotates as well. The hinge and the swivel on the wrist is functional. Does it turn here? No, I thought it turned at the top of the glove too, but no. Legs will come up pretty far. Again, splits are no problem. You'll get a bend at the knee. You'll get a hinge on the foot, and you'll also get a pivot. And that's pretty much it for Batman. Same thing with the cloth cape. These capes were actually designed so when you put them in the Batmobile, it's much easier. The original figures did not have cloth capes, so it was a little more difficult to get them inside of the Batmobile. I'll say that Batman's cape seems to feel a little smoother to the touch. The texture seems to be just a little bit different, and you got the blue on the inside and the black on the outside with Batman. So that's that. And just a real quick comparison to the original Batman, which is on the left. You can see he's got a little scuff on the head. He took a spill from the shelf I had him on. Fortunately, he didn't break, but that paint on the head got scuffed. But you can see there is a slight difference on the face. The mouth on the newer Batman is actually a little more pronounced, where the mouth on the other one, it looks like it's almost non-existent, but you can see the mouth on the newer one is a little more pronounced. Looks like the emblem on the newer one is a little sharper as well as the lines for the belt. So, they did upgrade them a bit. I still do like the old kind of rubber cape, but again, this is definitely going to be better for trying to get them in the Batmobile. So I had to go check, but one thing I also noticed is that they skimped out on some of the accessories for Batman. Batman doesn't have this extra set of hands, which is from the original Batman that I just put on here. They still fit. The peg holes are still the same, but these hands can be used for him to grip the steering wheel inside of the Batmobile. So if you didn't get the original Batman, then you might be missing out on these hands. I'm pretty sure these came with the original one. I don't know. I had ended up selling all of my original Batman the Animated Series figures except the original Batman and Robin and the first Batmobile, because I knew I would want to compare them when I got the new one. So that's strange. Both Robins seem to be pretty much the same. I think any differences is just probably in the way that they were painted, in the factory. I don't think there's really much difference between the two, obviously, except the capes. And then the other thing that you get in this set is the bat signal, which I think came out pretty nice. It's a nice, even, sort of gray, silverish color, and it's articulated a little bit here. It'll just go that far up and down, though. And it has this handle here, which I've actually seen my man Brandon shoot this and have Commissioner Gordon actually holding the handle there. And these are actually wheels down here, so it does actually roll as well. So they can roll it out into different spots on the roof. And this is a pretty nice display piece. I will actually get it up on one of my roofs, on one of my diorama rooftops, and get the lights in it and see what's what with this. But I'm pretty pleased with the way this came out. And there's actually 3 wheels on the bottom, and you can see where you will unscrew it there. For that latch and put the batteries in there. So there's the bat signal in all of its glory. Unfortunately, I don't have a Commissioner Gordon figure. I'm actually thinking about getting that figure. I'm all over the place, I guess. I did sell all of the figures that I have from this series except for the couple that I showed in this review, like I mentioned, but I am kind of interested in getting Commissioner Gordon and his partner. I can't remember his name right now, but The bat signal does look pretty good. You're gonna need 3 of those like small circular batteries, like 1.5 volt. I think it's LR44 or something like that, in order to illuminate the bat signal. And actually, this little handle is how you turn on the light. So it's a pretty good amount of light. You know, I'm not really going too hard right now with this display and the light, and I hope the light is showing up okay. But it is a nice little piece, and it is a great addition to this set. So I did go back and actually check on the first release of the Batman, and it did come with quite a few interchangeable hands, whereas they did not give you those same hands with this particular Batman. And then I was messing around with the Robin, and I realized that you can actually still pop the head off of this Robin and remove the cape, because the original Robin came with an additional cape. So you can swap out the additional cape from the original Robin onto the new one as well. So it seems like Robin is the star of this set with the most accessories and the most possibilities. They definitely upgraded this Batmobile as far as the look. The overall paint, as far as just the black paint, is actually a little better. And they added some chrome, or what looks like chrome details, to the grill, to the wheels, and it looks a whole lot better. So you need 3 AAA batteries to illuminate the Batmobile. Batteries that I use here are not the best, so I don't think it's getting the best light, but you can still see that the light is on inside the interior, a little bluish light, and then there's obviously lights in the front. Tail lights are on too. I guess I could spin it around and show that in a second, but it does get some pretty good light. I think it's as good as the last Batmobile. I don't know if it's any better, but then again, I don't really know, because these are not brand new batteries, but it is functional. Taking a look at the interior and the lights, this mechanism works a little better than the last one as far as opening this up, so that's pretty cool. See on the dash, the lights come up there. The steering wheel is retractable, so you can actually turn it and push it back and forth. Like I said, you'll be able to get Batman's hands on that steering wheel once I get them. So inside. Again, they added, you know, some better details on every part that is silver or supposed to be chrome. And you can see all the lights in the back. You got 1, 2, 4, 6 lights, and then a little light from where the exhaust would be. So that looks really good. The wheels are rubber, so it rolls with no problem too. And even the wheels will turn in the front wheel well as well. And there's Batman and Robin inside. And you can see that's one little detail that I really like about this, is that you can get Batman's hands on the steering wheel. And that looks good. You can see the belt on Robin. I didn't bother trying to put the belt on Batman, but you know, the mechanism for locking the belt into place, the seatbelt does work, and the steering wheel does turn and everything like I showed. So that's pretty cool. So I'm not sure if this is going up in price, but I paid about $139, $140, which I think is a great value considering what you get. You get the new updated Batmobile with the updated paint scheme. I forgot to mention that the bat signal is actually newly updated as well with that sort of silverish chrome finish. They did release one before this, or prior to this, that didn't have that same finish. So both of those things are updated along with Batman and Robin, and for $140, I think that is a pretty good deal, considering that the original Batmobile came, you know, by itself without Batman and Robin or any of these extra items that would entail a deluxe set, and that was about $100 by itself. Individually, these figures have actually gone up in price, so they're anywhere from $24 to $27 a piece now, which I think is ridiculous. And that's part of the reason why I sold my original figures, because they're pricey and you can't really do much with them aside from just kind of displaying them in some vanilla shots and doing some very basic things with them. You know, the fun factor is just not there for me. But as far as this set goes, I think it's a great value. And, you know, this is something that I could take some pictures with and display a couple times, and then I could just set it up as a display piece for my living room. You know, that's just one thing that that I think about too when I'm making a purchase is, am I going to enjoy looking at it? Am I going to enjoy it on display and people coming to the crib to look at it? And I think this is a great piece for that. So I would definitely recommend this set. Whereas I wouldn't really, personally, I'm not getting into heavily back into the line because the figures just don't do it for me in terms of articulation. So there you have it. Until next time, peace.
That's crispy.